Hey YouTube, super exciting day today. We are out of town, but we did bring something to make a video for. This is our holiday bag and there is a hole in it. My wife is going to teach me how to sew. Let's set it up. We have everything set up. My wife is using the XR9500PRW. I am going to set up the tripod here so we can start calibrating. I have my wife's sewing toolkit. I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what's in here.
All right, let's go ahead and open it up. So this is where I keep all my sewing supplies. So from the top shelf, we're gonna grab 3 of the bobbins, scissors, sewing shears, the thread remover, awesome, that cream tool, perfect, yep, that's the thread magic, that's the wax. Awesome, next we'll remove the shelf. We need to first calibrate the machine. I haven't used the sewing machine in a while. You could grab the yellow and the white, and then we'll also grab the reinforced thread, which is the white with the brown, and then put the shelf back in. And we're good to go on the sewing supplies. The next big step is that we need to get our bobbins set up. So when we're sewing, the bobbin is the thread that's underneath. We'll start with our bobbin of yellow. So we'll put the yellow on the machine. We already lifted this up, but this has where you can. All right, we're gonna follow this diagram here. So this is where this machine can do both the setting up for actual sewing, but then also helping out with your bobbins. So now we'll take this. We wanna thread it in to where you're threading it from the inside out, so that outside piece kind of sticks out a little bit, but you just need like an inch. And then that's it. So now that you've pulled that in, go ahead and put that on here. Oh, other way, we want the thread down. We're gonna move this over, and that tells the machine that we're gonna thread the bobbin, or like fill this one up, instead of making the needle go up and down. So from here, you've got your paddle on the floor. Go ahead and start it slowly. Thread, perfect. And now at this point, you can go a little bit faster. Now we're gonna take the sewing shears and we're gonna cut this and then rewound the yellow. We're done with the yellow for now. Awesome, I'll take this. Perfect. So now we're gonna follow the instructions on the bottom of the device, but we're going to put our bobbin in place. So here you'll move that cap out. Perfect. And there's a little diagram right here of how it needs the thread to be placed. You'll want, so like imagine this is my bobbin, if this is where the thread is, so if I was to unroll it, it would roll that way. This is how I want to put it in the machine first. Awesome. And then go ahead and put the cap on. And that's it for the bobbin for right now. And just leave that there. So next, we're gonna put white up at the top and yellow at the bottom for calibrating. So now we're gonna set up the white to be what goes through the needle ultimately. So what we need to do is we're gonna follow steps number 1 over here. So here you're gonna have it go around over here. Perfect. Next, you're gonna go down this front piece, go around 2, go up, and then you need to go around the metal piece so that way the string actually the thread gets into that metal piece. And then my sewing machine at the moment is actually broken. For most sewing machines have this like auto threader piece, and mine is just not working. So I have to do mine manually. Now take the end thread. I use the thread magic sometimes to be able to help wax it, just so it's easier to be able to get it more stiff. And then we need to get it through this needle where the exit is out this way. Perfect. And then just slowly push it in. Perfect. You got it through. So now you can just pull that excess piece at the end. So now we have one more piece that we need to do to set this up so we can start calibration, is that we need to make this bobbin thread go through the system and come out. We're gonna put this thread from your needle through the foot and out. So that's all that we've done. And then for this piece, you don't have to have fabric in it, but go ahead and take the wheel on the right side and slowly pull it towards you. Keep going. And so now the needle is slowly gone down. You'll see the bobbin thread starting to move, and that's it. So now we're ready to start practicing the calibration part. So here we have fabric that I already got set up for you. We're gonna do each of our tests this way, just so that way we're not wasting too much fabric. Line up your fabric with where you want it to be. So go ahead and, that's good there. And we're gonna put that foot down. All right, cool. Now we're gonna stop here. All right, so from here, we've set up our top thread and our bobbin. We're gonna select our stitch. So on the right side of the machine, there's different stitches that this can do. I already did some research and I wanna do stitch number 16, which is a zigzag pattern. I think that'll be pretty strong to help reinforce the bag. Go ahead and click on those up arrows and change which number to 16. Awesome. All right, next we're gonna go to the middle of the machine. That one, go ahead and click on that. Clicking on it once puts it into the thread or into the fabric, and click on it again will pick it up. So in the future we'll use that button, but we're good to go ahead and start. So go ahead and click on the paddle on the bottom. And we're gonna do about 1 inch, lightly touching the fabric, but not pushing it. The machine will pull. Your job is to just keep it stabilized where it's straight. Go ahead and stop, and then we're going to hit that button to lift the needle. Lift your foot, which is the foot that's on holding the fabric in place. Perfect. Yep, that's it. We're going to move the fabric out, and then there's the little blade on the left side of the machine that you can use to cut the threads. Perfect. Yep, and then just pull that down. All right. So here is the top of the fabric. Here is the bottom of the fabric. The top of the fabric, we used white thread. And so this is looking pretty good, showing all of the white threads. Looking at the bottom, the bobbin was yellow. I'm not seeing the opposite color bleeding through. What that would mean is that the tension's too high or too low, or there's something wrong with the machine that needs to be calibrated, but this actually looks, all things considering, it actually looks really good. So I'd say that's a passing calibration step for me. Let's go ahead and get this set up to sew the bag. We've got everything set up, we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and load in the bag. So the bag already had a primary stitch. We're gonna keep our needle on the left side of that and then reinforce with the left and the right. So put the foot down. Perfect. Go ahead and place down the needle by clicking on the needle button. All right, so that's our starting position. And yeah, just kind of lightly holding the fabric up a little bit so that way the machine has a little bit of an easier time feeding it in. flow down. And then we're gonna make it to the very end corner. We're gonna stop right here, stop. Perfect. Now we need to do the corner, so we're gonna lift up the foot, rotate the fabric. Perfect. And now we're gonna do that bottom piece. So put the foot down and then go ahead and slowly for starting, just so that way we get some more of the fabric past the foot. So pass behind. And now you're better to go. Stop. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna seal the stitch. So we're gonna go backwards for a moment and we'll let the machine do this. So I usually go back like 3 or 4 and then I go forward. Go ahead and just tap on your foot like twice. Perfect. And that's good enough. So now we're gonna lift your needle, lift your foot. Perfect. And then pull the bag out and then cut the excess strings.
Super fun time sewing. It was surprisingly challenging, but we have fixed our holiday bag. Video 111 done.